Hey everybody, it's Latanya, and today it is Social Saturday. It's something that we do on another platform, LinkedIn, but I wanted to bring it to TikTok because there's something that I've been doing behind the scenes that I wanted to share with you. Number one is I have this really cool book called 300 Questions About Me, and I love answering questions. I love answering questions that people ask me about my work, about my life, because I believe that it really gives a different sense of who people are, but it also gives you insight and encouragement on different things. So I wanted to share the question for the day. The question for the day was, what is your favorite place on earth? Well, I have many places, but I'm going to speak about my trip to Zimbabwe, Africa. Oh my God. If you have never traveled outside the US to an African country, you have to do it. First of all, my flight was 14 hours, but I really enjoyed it. I chose to go there because I was in law school at the time, and I wanted to have a different experience than other people. Everybody was always choosing to go to Innsbruck, Austria, to be with the Supreme Court justices and meet them, which is nice. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. Because, of course, my background is having gone to a HBCU and just really being tied to the roots of Blackness and Black culture. I wanted to go to a space to learn about my people. And so it was really nice. Not only did I get to see folks, I got to learn a lot. At the time, there were 3 different languages spoken at one time: Ndebele, Karanga, of course, English, and others. And so I would be in one conversation with Zimbabweans, and you could see the different languages that were spoken at the same time. I also learned over there what was different about the law school system. So their law school system, you can go to law school right after high school. You didn't have to go to college. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. In the United States, we have to go through 3 years, 4 years of college, then go to law school. And that wasn't the case over there. And just brilliant individuals that I had a chance to meet with. Something else I really loved was the culture. So the Great Zimbabwe is there. The mountain is there. We had a chance to climb that. Victoria Falls is there, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. And if you recognize that sometimes our history is not told to us, that is something that is important, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now, the funny thing is, I almost had a chance to bungee jump, and I was all set up for it. And then I looked down at the Zambezi River and I got scared. So I ended up not doing it, and I regret it, to this day. But it was just an exhilarating opportunity. I think the other thing that stands out to me about my trip to Zimbabwe was the fact that I was able to really see, the people and the culture. I got to go to, someone's home for dinner. I got to travel in the transportation, which is kind of like a van that's here, but everybody's kind of cramped up. And there were no signs, but I knew I had to get to the Zimbabwe Women's Lawyers Association every day. So that's the route and transportation that I took. And I immersed myself in being able to learn, as much as I could. The reason why I was also there was that I was working with the Zwala, which is an organization that helps women to advocate for their rights. And if you know anything about history, you know that Robert Mugabe was the former president during that time. And there's a lot of history to that. But it was really great to be able to, educate women and talk about the United States Constitution and what they to learn from it. But I also learned from them, what advocacy looks like in different communities. And so it was a great world perspective that was opened up. Food was delicious. And as you can probably imagine, the US dollar was able to get us a lot more. But it was great to be able to, commune and connect and network and meet the other persons who were over there with me, and just learning so much. So to this day, that experience in Zimbabwe opened my world up to what real poverty is, what happens when resources are taken away and not returned to a space, understanding what history is like, not just in the books, but also in the experience that you have with people, and just being in a space where you are celebrated. But something I did want to speak about was my hair. So at the time, I had permed hair. And of course, you can tell my hair is pretty long and thick. And at the time, I had my hair, of course, permed. And so I was always stopped by Zimbabweans, sort of saying, I'm trying to be Americanized, because I would perm my hair. And I learned that there were women who were, dark skinned, of course, that were interested in perming their hair to the extent that sometimes it would fall out because they were trying to be Americanized. That was my first exposure to, of course, beauty, and then recognizing that natural hair is, in fact, the way to go. So I really believe that there is value in knowing who you are, learning where you come from, and understanding how to connect those worlds so you can really show up in the world today. And that is why people use the word unapologetic a lot, but I truly am unapologetic about who I am as a dark-skinned woman, chocolate, with natural hair, glasses, rolling into spaces, and really representing my craft, my gift, and my talent. So I want to share that with you today because I feel like it's Social Saturday, and sometimes we just need to know, the backstory behind people. And this book that I got, again, I'm going to show you again. This book that I got really has me so intrigued with so many questions. And so I love, again, answering questions and asking questions. So if you have something you want to ask me about, feel free, to do so in the comments. Feel free to email me as well. And I'm just delighted. So again, I'm leaving off as LaTanya Davis. I am the founder of TanyaDavis.com and the founder of Queens and Crowns Network for Black women, helping you to be able to really make your brand visible and valuable online, especially for those of us with natural hair. All right, take care, y'all, and y'all have a wonderful Saturday.